Number 10. At number 10 we have the fishing hook. The earliest fish hooks were made up of a material called carbon steel, which was further to make vanadium or stainless steel. Archaeologists found and explored the Jeremiah Cave, and discovered the oldest fish hook, which was a shell hook. Accordingly, it was rumored to be 16 to 23,000 years old. The fish hook benefited humans in primitive times. It revolutionized the way we fish. For example, imagine yourself going out to sea and trying to fish with your bare hand. You would die of starvation. Taking our number 9 spot we have the sack, and no, it isn't your everyday bag that you would rob a bank with. This is the kind of sack that was made up of animal hide, typically from large mammals. Yes, the natives killed bare animals, then skinned them, waited for the skin to dry, then used them for methods ranging from transporting items to fermenting wine. Number 8. Coming in at number 8 we have the spear. The spear was practically a sanded down pointy stone tied onto a refined wooden rod with rope. These spears were a contributing factor to hunting. No longer were mankind helpless against the wild beasts. According to the Wikipedia, the first spear ever created was made around about 400,000 years ago. Spears had only one use, and that was to hunt. Number 7. Cutting its way into our number 7 spot we have the cutting stone. The cutting stone was essentially a sharpened and sanded down stone. The first cutting stone was rumored to be made around about 1,000 years ago. The stone carried a very significant role as it was used for all sorts of purposes. Number 6. Rolling into number 6 we have the wheel. The wheel was just wood back then, no metal, no rubber. The first primitive wheel was rumored to be made around 5,500 years ago. The wheel was a game changer back in the early days. Not only was it a round piece of wood, it was attached to a pivot point that caused support for the outer part of the wheel. The wheel enabled man not to be burdened with the laborious task of dragging around their inventory. Instead it enabled them a fast and easy method of transportation and a very luxurious way of traveling. Number 5. Tying its way into number 5 we have the rope. The rope was generally made of water reed fibers. The primitive rope was made by the ancient Egyptians 3500 to 4000 BC, that's around 6,000 years ago. The rope had significant importance in areas such as construction, seafaring, exploration, sports, theater, and communications, and has been used since prehistoric times. This led humans to try and upgrade the rope by making certain variations of it, such as steel chains and so forth. Number 4. Shooting into number 4 we have the bow and arrow. A bow is a flexible piece of wood that shoots semi-wood and metal projectiles called arrows. A string joins the two ends of the bow, and when the string is drawn back, the ends of the bow are flexed. When the string is let go of, the energy of the flexed stick is transformed into the forward thrust of the arrow. The bow was used to hunt and kill animals and was made about 11,000 years ago by the people of Denmark. Nowadays the bow is mainly used as a form of entertainment and a test of skill. Nowadays if you want to attack or kill a living creature, try using a gun instead. Number 3. Harvesting its way into number 3 we have farming tools. A type of a farming tool is a hoe. Hoes are typically rods of wood attached to a molded piece of metal. Farming tools were first used in 3000 BC by a few West Asian farmers. Farming tools have had many uses since that time and have proven to be continually useful to mankind. Nowadays, however, farming tools are becoming fairly less common due to the rise of automated machines that is a more efficient and long-term cheaper way of farming. Any day now farming tools could become extinct. Number 2. Knitting its way into number 2. They are clothes. I don't mean the rags that cavemen wore, but the more modern clothes that actually helps you to keep warm. Everybody needs clothes. Clothes were made from flax by the Egyptians. They were first invented around 1400 BC. Clothes at this age were more of a thing that the rich wore to express themselves and to show off their wealth, as they came at a hefty price. But obviously wearing clothes is a lot more essential. How else will you stay warm? This is why clothes are so important. Without clothes, humans would have perished millenniums ago. Number 1. Number 1. Finally, burning its way into number 1, we have fire. Fire is easily the most significant invention on the earth. Fire is a compound primarily made up of carbon dioxide, water vapor, oxygen and nitrogen. Fire is caused by the contact of two rocks passing energy onto each other, causing a spark which is kept alive by a fuel such as wood. Fire was one of the man's earliest discoveries and has been around for millenniums. In the modern day, all we need to do now is buy some safety matches or lighters at the nearest convenience store for a couple of bucks.